All right. All right. Hey, everybody. We were going to wait a couple more minutes, but Jimmy called me out. Said to put on your pants and start the show. I didn't put on my pants, but I thought I'd better go ahead and start the show. So it's the old boxers as usual. I did put on my t-shirt, my long sleeve t-shirt. I hadn't worn it forever. So what's going on, everybody? We were expecting a couple of more panel members and maybe a guest. He said he might pop in and pop up, so we'll see. I didn't feel comfortable advertising him and make him feel like he had to commit, but there's plenty of great fish keepers here in the chat and on the panel, so plenty to talk about. Anybody who does want to come up, feel welcome to come up. Pam said she'd be glad to put the link in the right chat, since I always put it in the wrong one.
Yeah, let me put the link up there. Hang on.
Yeah, Grasshopper. Let me say hello real quick while you're doing that. Got some cool people in here already. Thanks for showing up. There's Paul, Sky Dancer, Jimmy Pease, Hamden. Is Lanning? I don't know that person, I don't think.
Okay, that should bring you up to the panel if anybody wants to join us.
Awesome.
Hi, Bunny Viper.
Hey, Tony, Silver Creek, Joe Coffey, Jeff Kane, Bunny Viper, Surf City Cichlids, Craig Doniger. And I think the rest is Lady R. Howdy, howdy, welcome. Lucky Stone. I think that's everybody. You people are lively tonight. That's great. Awesome. That Grasshopper. I'm never going to get to the bottom. Pam's link. All right. TJ, Autocross. Howdy, howdy. I think I'm at the
Silver
bottom.
Creek, hello. TJ Autocross. I haven't seen you before. Hello.
You haven't seen before? You have seen TJ. You're having a senior moment. TJ's always in the chat.
Oh, okay.
He's always, or she, I can't remember.
Ed had to go pick up his mom, and he will be a few minutes late, but he is coming.
He found a bond agent this late on Sunday, so he could go get her. Bail agent. She's at church, and his dad didn't want to get up from his game. He didn't want to get up and go get her, so Ed's the good son. He went to get her. And we know a couple of our regular panel members are going to be out, so we'll see who pops in. Next to the panel. That's easy so far, right? So what is everybody up to? And if anybody wants to hit the link and come up, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. And I did not make a topic because I figured that surely somebody would have something they wanted to talk about, and I didn't really need to write something down. Pam, what's on your mind fish-wise? Anything?
I never have anything on my mind. You know that.
Well, maybe not fish-related, but you're always scheming. You're always scheming. Who was that was talking about their turtles? Oh, it was on not really a fish, just an aquatic thing, but on Friday night we had Keeper Kane on again, and he was talking about his turtles and how you had to keep the water just so and so, or their diet, or something that they were.
Yeah, he's got kind of touchy ones that have to have like everything just right. What kind did he say they were?
I don't know, but they're
red-footed or something like that.
You had red-footed. They're real expensive. I know that. Hey, Jenny Lynn, Lori, there's some people coming in. Yeah, I didn't get the chance to say it when he was talking, but I wanted to. But then we got on past the turtles. I wanted to ask him if he couldn't just throw them in a tub and throw them some cat food every now and then. But
yeah, Not the kind that he has, evidently.
Nope, evidently not. Not those red ear sliders. Oh, maybe Jenny Lynn will come up. Maybe this is the night. Maybe this is the evening. Or maybe Lori. Or Jeff. Or TJ. Anyway, I've still been catching up on my projects from being sick. And everything was doing okay, except one thing wasn't, and I hadn't noticed it, and that was my, oh crap. I'm looking right at him. One of my lizards, the ocellated, the one that's so cute, the little bitty guy. Anyway, he had not been eating his lettuce like he should be, and I found all this lettuce hidden. He'd buried a lot of it, but he didn't eat it. And
Oh
he's
no.
lost a little bit of weight. What is he called? Anyway, uh, so I got him out some more things that he used to eat when he was little. It's this certain kind of bird seed he likes, and it's good for him. And I got him out some dried split peas, and well, he went to town on those peas. Euromastics. That's what he is. Euromastics. Bunny would like to know if fish are growing slowly in a smaller tank and get stunted, will they stay stunted or continue to grow once in a bigger tank? I'm curious about y'all's answer.
I don't know if a fish is stunted. I think to a certain degree, that's all they're going to always be that way. To a certain degree, I mean, they might come back a bit, but I know with discus, if they're stunted, one of the ways that you can tell, like if you're going to buy a discus from a store, from a fish store, if you look and their eyes look really big, they're stunted and they'll never grow out of it. But that's about all I know on the subject. But like I say, with discus, I know that if their eyes look big, they're stunted, and they'll always be stunted. You can't get it out of them. That
The
makes sense.
last, yeah, and the last things that I read about stunted, because Dwayne Kitchell brought that up. You might remember a couple 3 years ago on one of his talks, and then I did a lot of research, current reading of stuff and all that, and the scientists think that nothing does get stunted. For instance, if you and I were put in a box as a baby, hey Ed, welcome. We would still grow to
There.
be a child and a adult and all that. So I don't know about the stunted thing.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just know, like I say, with discus, you can tell if they've been stunted because their eyes, yeah, will look big.
Now things definitely get stunted from not the right diet or not clean water, or there are things, but I don't know that a tank does it. I know it's a real common belief that it does, but interesting. Be a great topic for somebody to stream on. Welcome, Ed.
I don't really know.
Either. Sorry, I'm running late. I had to pick my mom up at church.
Oops, I told him that you finally found a bail bondsman this late on Sunday. So.
Yep.
No, I told him church. I don't know. So far as my research has taken me, but I'm only super new to this. Well, what did it take you, Tommy? Let me see what Tommy said. Not all fish are going to be stunted, but the ones that do, their organs continue to grow, which is why it's so bad. Yeah, I know that on the fish that are bred to be short-bodied, for instance, this Sevrum I've got that's short-bodied, I'm sure it has a lot of health problems because it's got about 2/3 the body it should. So, hey Daniel. Bunny says, I wondered that too, Bob. I think maybe the slow down growth in a crowded tank, but resume at larger space. Just slow them down. That'd be a real good thing for somebody to research, and find out what the deal is on it.
Yeah.
It really would. So, Ed, you're not interested in the game?
It's over. It was earlier.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Who won?
Not the Chiefs.
Oh, not the Chiefs. So what do you like?
You know, you can't win them all.
Right. Well, you can, but I guess you don't.
That'd be awesome.
Won-
Gosh, I have the hiccups. I'm so sorry.
Wonder if there's anybody that's ever won every game they've ever played, a team in any sport.
Um,
I doubt it.
I know it's happened, I think, twice in football, but it was only one season.
That's pretty cool, though.
I think it was the Dolphins. I know were the first team to ever do it, and they only had to play 13 games. And then I think New England may have done it.
Wasn't it like back in the '80s when Miami did it?
Yeah,
I think I
I think it
remember
was
that.
before Dan Marino.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. You know it.
Yeah,
Yep, yep, yep. I was
I would
watching
guess it's
football.
like 82 or 81, somewhere in there.
I was a teenager for sure, young man.
Now,
Oh,
Well,
Lori had to put her dog down Friday morning. The one that had
oh,
cancer. Hate that, Lori.
I was running and getting a glass of water before the. Oh, I wish I wasn't hiccuping. I'm so sorry.
I can't even tell you are.
I was getting the water quick, and I looked at my angel tank, and normally the two angels are always looking right at me, waiting for food or something. And only one was there, so I looked around, and the yellow one passed away.
oh,
Oh, wow.
Those angels, though, I got them all in St. Louis, so they're all like over 6 years old. They're pretty old.
I had
I brought a whole gang of them, and now I'm down to one.
I had my original. I don't know how old it was. My hoplo catfish that I got from Aquatic Den. I didn't think they were feeding it enough, and it was skinny. And somebody had brought it in, as a swamp or a surrender. And I got it, and I'd had it a couple years when I decided to look for others. And I got three others from the place in Florida that had them. And they came little tiny like a matchstick, and one didn't make it. It was in the summer, and they didn't have a coal pack, and two did. So the original one died like a year ago, and then one of the two babies I had I found dead last night. So I'm down to one hoplo catfish now.
Bummer.
So they do get old, and those hoplos have been in with that one-eyed Oscar, that I rescued from the same store. So having some tanks open up, big tanks, big snakes.
I'm gonna have to move this, and now I've just got one angel in a 75-gallon tank.
Wow.
So I need to move her out, and I think I'm gonna put her in with the Synodonis catfish because she'll stay at the top, and they're always at the bottom.
1972.
And then
That's good.
it's a 40 breeder I'll be moving her into, but then I'll move some other fish around.
What about moving that red devil in there, or moving all the ones that's picking on in there?
Well, the Red Devil's not going to get the 200-gallon tank to himself, but I've got my two Fisher that are getting too big for their tank, so I was going to move them to the 75, the ornates, and they're super aggressive. And then
Yeah.
I was going to put the big threadfin Acara that's super aggressive, that's in his own 55, into the 75. And then I was going to move him out of that tank, and I was going to move all my Goodeids into the 75, so they've got more room to breed more Goodeids.
You have a big group of them?
I've got about probably 25 of them in a 20 long. And I think there's not enough room for babies anymore. So
Yeah.
I need to give them some more space.
They definitely are the one. I have them also from Dan. I don't know where you got yours, but mine, when they get so crowded, they'll stop breeding. They won't have any more babies. So that would
Yeah.
definitely encourage them, I bet. Yep.
Well, and they don't have babies like guppies. They keep their babies in them for 2 months at a time instead of 1 month, and then they only
Right.
have like 4 to 6 at a time. So
Yeah.
but the babies are twice the size.
They have that umbilical cord and all that. They're really cool.
Yeah, they are cool. So yep, that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna buy. I've got a $100 gift card from KG or KGJ. No, Keith. Gosh,
KJE, maybe.
yes,
KJE.
and I'll, I'll just buy a whole bunch of plants and replant that tank for him.
That'd be
Because
nice.
right now I just have a big Anubias in there with that threadfin acara. So
Yeah.
I'll put something in there that the babies can hide in.
Is that the one that's severum trimmed down?
No, that's the 200,
Oh,
and
okay.
I think I can find homes probably for everybody but the red devil. I don't know. Maybe I've got to talk to James. Maybe because he used to have a lot of aggressive fish.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got some big tanks too.
Yeah, so maybe if he could take this red devil, I think the red devil just needs to be with more fish. Because when there were more fish, he did a lot less. But now that there's less fish in that tank, he's getting a lot more aggressive.
Huh. I finally just had mine by itself because he killed everything, all of my angels, everything.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Are you working on some art, Pam?
Yeah.
Hey, you have a stream tonight, right?
Yep.
At 9 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yep.
Do you have an option then?
Yeah, if I can get stuff done. That's why I'm working on some art while I'm talking.
Now Pam lives in Pacific time, right? I mean in Mountain time.
Mountain time, yeah.
You're over there where
Pretty
Dan's
cool. It's called Mountain time, isn't it?
Yep.
It is
At
cool.
mountain time, it's like Dan is up at mountain time too. There's not a lot of people. It's not like I don't want to say popular, but it's not as common to be on mountain time. It seems like there's a lot more people on Pacific and then on like Eastern time. So
I guess they hold the news or rebroadcast the news like the 6 o'clock evening news. They don't want to get it at 3 o'clock in LA. I never thought about that. I was out there for a couple of months a few years ago to visit my dad, and I never even noticed when it came on. Well, it came on their time at 6. But I don't know. I guess I don't know. So I guess it was 9 o'clock here.
It's always when we watch TV, I always see them say 7 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, or 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. They always say that. So I wonder if maybe they block Pacific and Mountain time together.
Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't
for
it?
programming.
Yep, it sounds like it. I know
Or they just don't care about the people in Mountain.
Right.
they probably just don't care about us.
Right. Pam gets her news off of Inquirer.
Yeah.
She just gets it by whatever pigeon happens to come through her door, dropping off a note.
Speaking of dropping off notes, how's that neighbor of yours, Pam, that keeps sending his nephew over? Or
I haven't seen him for a while, so
probably incarcerated.
Or
the
dead.
last time I saw him was when I woke up to listening to like some woman screaming her head off, and I looked out the window, and she had, like, there was cops there, and she was banging on the door, like screaming that she wanted in and unlock it right now so she could get her stuff. And then there was Frank with the keys in his hand, unlocking the door, and her screaming at him. And more cops were called. And I thought, yeah, well, okay, I'm gonna go get coffee. Whatever, whatever. I don't care.
BJ Palmer, welcome, a new member. Awesome.
Hi,
Thank you,
BJ.
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 Yeah. Can we at least agree that roaches are still a better option than cheddar cheese? Oh no, I like cheddar cheese. As far as food,
I think I would rather eat cheddar cheese than roaches.
yeah, if that's what they're talking about. Cheddar cheese is one of my least favorite cheeses, but over bugs any day.
Yeah, I'm not a big bug guy.
I've never knowingly ate a bug, but I'm sure I've eaten plenty of them in bug parts, like in cereal
Yeah.
and stuff.
One time I was eating jelly, and I looked at the jelly, and it looked like it had a whole bunch of beetle parts in it.
Ooh.
Looked like it didn't look like roach parts, but like beetles of some sort.
That sounds kind of gross, Ed.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
Did you eat them
I stopped
anyway?
eating it. No,
Oh,
I
you
spit
did?
it out.
I usually go ahead and eat stuff like that anyway, unless it's a hair. I can't do hair. Nope. Too gross. Can't do that.
I was at Bojingles, and somebody brought a piece of chicken up to the front counter, and I didn't see what was going on, but the guy took the chicken and looked at it and went, and was like picking at it as he turned around and walked away. And I'm like,
Don't want to
was it
know.
a feather? Was it a bug? Was it a beak? What was it?
That's one of those things where you probably are better off not knowing.
I've
Yeah, I ended up just.
You threw it
What's
out.
that?
I've bought chicken a couple of times, like at the supermarket, and they would have feathers not picked all the way off their legs or their booty or something, just little feathers.
Yeah, that was high school lunches were always like that too.
That didn't bother me because I've helped pluck chickens when I was a kid, so not fun, but we don't eat the feathers.
Well, and I'm hoping it was a feather versus a bug or a beak.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a fly. If a fly jumps on the batter and gets fried, what you gonna do? I mean, there's flies everywhere in the world.
Right. It's just I don't like those that just came out of the toilet, you know.
Yeah.
Flies
I'm
are
gonna go
nasty.
see a movie tomorrow.
What movie?
I'm gonna go see. I thought it was called Silent Night, but it's called Violent Night.
Violent Night.
It's about Santa Claus saving a family from a bunch of terrorists.
Huh.
And I don't know. It looks terrible, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
I've seen a couple Christmas movies with a different spin on them like that advertised, but that one I haven't seen.
Yeah, this Santa Claus is like fighting the bad guys, but he's magical, so he has a major advantage. And he's a big guy, so just looks like a good show. I want to see it tomorrow.
Cool.
But like I say, I'm not expecting much.
On a Monday, you should have plenty of room.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a movie in almost a month because I was so busy at the first part of the month, and then I got sick, and I didn't want to go in there coughing.
Yeah.
That's pretty terrible when you're coughing.
Yeah. I can't stand that in a movie or church or somewhere when somebody's coughing or a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
crying.
Oh, that makes me mad. Or on the phone. That really makes me mad when people talk on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, you mean in a movie? Yeah. Get
Yeah.
up and go out. I paid my $30 or whatever it costs now.
Yeah, I went to some movie once in St. Louis, and this dad had his 3 kids, and they were all watching the movie, and he's just talking to his girlfriend on the phone the whole time, and it's like
Uh,
so rude.
Did he even have on a earbud and mic or?
No, he was just talking like this, fully out loud. I got up and got the manager, and I made sure he knew that it was me, because when I walked by, I like looked at him as I was walking, you know.
Dagger eyes. Hey, GRB. We are doing pretty well, I think. How are you doing? Cut down the original cat people.
Good day, GRB. I wonder what they eat at movies at the in Australia.
Kangaroo pops.
Maybe. Uh Renee, my old German exchange student, he used to say they would bring ice cream into the theater and stop the movie and sell ice cream for 15 minutes and then start the movie back up
huh.
in Germany.
So that way they didn't have to have anybody run a concession stand, maybe. Who knows?
Did somebody say that Ed went full Korean? I don't have
Karen.
my glasses.
Full
Karen. I thought
Karen.
it said that too with my glasses.
Oh,
Is
oh, Karen.
grasshopper.
Hey, man, I'm not going to criticize a Karen if somebody's talking in a movie theater and you paid money for it.
No, heck no.
In that case, it's the guy talking on the phone that's the Karen. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
That's where they need to make it legal to taser people.
Right? At least a cattle prod.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. You know, that'll make you pee your pants.
Really? Oh, I want one. I would have a lot of use for that sometimes. I don't want to get into detail.
When I was like 12 and 13, I used to herd cattle. And they didn't let us play with the prods. But the older guys had the cattle prods, and this one guy bet the other guy that it wouldn't hurt if he stuck it on his leg. And he
Mm-hmm.
stuck it on his thigh and he peed his pants.
Do that.
So I've seen it.
I wonder why they never prescribe that for old men or old women that can't go to the bathroom.
Well, it might short circuit their pacemakers.
That's true. Have to consider that.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Paul was here from almost the very start.
Oh, that's awesome. Paul's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he is. I'm really enjoying his hikes and the pictures he makes and takes. Every place he goes is very interesting. Melvin, I
I've
saw
got a
you
question.
spit it
I'm
out.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said, hey,
What-
Melvin.
TJ Autocross, what exactly is autocross bicycles, motorcycles, or are they those pickup trucks that go cross country and jump over dooms and stuff?
I
Doom
think
buggies?
it's
What is
motorcycles,
autocross?
but I'm not sure.
I think it's
Well,
the motorcycles is what I think it is, but I don't know.
See, motorcycle makes sense because he lives in New Jersey. And I don't see them driving around in doom buggies. I see them more driving around on motorcycles in my head.
You got some nice dunes there, though. Some big sharks, too.
Oh.
To respect your elders, for sure. Apparently, has lost the battle. The
Oh, he
Walmart
said
sign.
none of the above. It's a form of car racing.
Okay.
Oh, I guess the auto part was the big clue.
So maybe it's like stock car racing or something.
Oh, that would be cool. I have to
Yeah.
check out his social media and see what's up with that.
You know, that's a really good idea. I never really thought about.
Oh, it's a
Let's
time
see.
trial with cars. See if you can get a picture to show everyone. While you're doing that, I'm
I'll,
gonna grab an animal right here. It won't take but 5, 6, 7 seconds, maybe 10.
let's see if TJ. Nope, that's a different TJ. Let's see. Maybe he goes by Todd on he's my friend on Facebook.
Yeah, mine too. I think.
Maybe it's Todd J. I bet. Oh, it is. Okay. So now,
Okay.
oh, and he has a picture of a red car in his thing. But now I gotta go. I'm trying to find. There's profile. Oh, maybe he doesn't have anything on his profile. I think he must be just a lurker because I don't think he has any pictures.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mark Strawson. Mark and GRB, what do you all eat in the movies? What kind of snacks do you have?
I like to snack on not. Oh, look at there. I like to snack on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I caught him. Just barely.
I like to snack on nachos.
Oh, me too,
I
with the
used.
hot cheese
Yeah, that
and,
cheese is good.
and jalapenos. I put those on there.
Is his tail growing back?
Yeah, well, he didn't lose his tail. He got his leg hurt somehow with me bringing him home from Knoxville just in a box.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he uses it. He always used it, but it's a little bit crooked. He's hot, like holding a hot plate, like with your dinner on it. That's how hot he likes it in there. It's like 150 where he's sitting basking. He's a good
Now, if you
kid.
had your mouth wide open and put him next to your mouth, do you think he would use it as a cave or realize it's a mouth?
I don't know to find out. Ed, some of the experiments you come up with are sus. There's his tail. You gonna jump?
Oh, yeah.
Here he comes. I was hoping he would just kind of sit there and maybe poop on my shirt and be still.
I was hoping he was going to go straight for your mouth.
I know.
Do you mind if I run into the other room and get a pair of glasses?
No, Ed, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Get him off of there. That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard Ed say. You know how I used to aggravate him all the time about glasses. On his stream, I'd be talking to him and he'd be doing that same thing in Korean. And he'd have his glasses on his head. It's a trip. There's 3T Perry's Tropical Tanks. Snow caps and sprees. Is that the movies? Never heard of those. Snow caps and sprees. Terry was probably in the service there.
Okay,
Ed,
much better. Well,
when you got up, I said, "That's the sweetest thing Ed's ever said to me. You mind if I go get a pair of glasses?" No, I have. So you aggravate you about glasses.
now the bad thing about this brand new monitor is the computer monitor is smaller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a much bigger computer in it, but the monitor itself is smaller. So I thought what I'd do is try to buy one of those monitors eventually that are big so I can read it without even having to wear glasses.
I don't know if they still sell those magnifiers, but we used to get those when computer screens were all like 12 by 12 or little bitty. I may still have one somewhere. I'll look if you want me to.
Yeah, this one's only 15 inches. So
Oh,
it's
no
pretty
wonder you
small.
can't see.
Let's see if I
Terry came in while you were gone, and he said what they have at the movies there is whitecaps and sprees, or maybe
Oh
it was
yeah,
snow caps, something like some kind of
snow
cap.
caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are both milk duds are pretty popular always at the movie theaters is a popular candy. Sour Patch Kids, I guess a lot of people, I've never really got the Sour Patch Kids, but I always see them. Peanut M&Ms. I'm trying to remember what else. Maybe Juju beads or something strange.
Hey, Nickum.
Oh, and they have miniature Kit Kats,
Oh, I
like
love Kit
little
Kats.
bite-sized Kit Kats.
Those are great.
Huh.
I used to get like they'd have like for a dime or a quarter a great big pickle jar, great big pickles, and you could get one pickle like in a little wrapper. And I would get those because my mother would never buy those big pickles, and I love those.
I used to get. Oh, they normally have Twizzlers or red veins also, or red vines. I don't know if it's veins or vines,
Yeah.
but they I used to get these spaceships that were filled with sugar candy, and then you'd have a spaceship afterwards. When I was a little kid,
Bunny,
I
that
was like,
does
"Why aren't you on here?"
share a bit in my interview. Bunny said her medicines are making her hungry. I couldn't take that medicine.
I wonder if it's sugary.
Probably.
Every time I log on to YouTube, it's making me verify through my phone with my new computer.
That's it.
I have to say, yes, it's me. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find you right on the front page. There you are. Because it wasn't me. It was just random.
This little guy settled down for a while. Now he's on the move again. He's faster than I thought. Don't jump off. You know what his name is, right?
Arlen?
Huh?
June. June, you've got some mail coming too. I got some stuff in the mail yesterday. Bob, actually, you too.
I got mail from me yesterday. Those two addresses. Pugsley's his name. Grasshopper named him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it goes with Gomez. Kind of matches up.
Did you know there's a new TV show called Wednesday? And it's about Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Really?
Wow.
And she's like in high school.
I wonder
It
if
looks
that's
pretty
any
good, but it's on Netflix, and I don't have Netflix.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
I started watching on Amazon Prime, The Wheel of Time with my mom. That's a really weird thing. I never read the books.
Never saw that or heard of it.
My brother and all of his friends were into The Wheel of Time when they were younger.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, the big book I was in, or book series I was into when I was a kid was Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my brother's A Wheel of Time. Man, Makes me sound really old.
Yeah.
I'm only 8 years older than my brother.
It's almost a generation though.
Yeah.
After,
Well, that Harry Potter got real big during that generation, or
right?
like a couple years after.
It's been out 20 years or more, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, at least well, let's see. I dated a girl that I went to high school with. She was a freshman, I was a senior, and I dated her like after college. And she was a elementary school teacher, and she was like really into Harry Potter for her kids and stuff. So probably mid 20s, 25 years ago, probably.
Geez, I'm getting old.
I know, Pam.
At least it's not that Canadian girl, Ed.
No. This girl was too high maintenance, so I dumped her.
And they
Well, I
have a
guess I kind of
shower
dumped
everywhere.
the Canadian girl too, but she was just a hoser.
A hoser.
Yep. She just liked to fight, and I'm not dealing with fighting people.
You know it. I hate that fighting stuff.
Oh, Bunny Viper, I didn't mean I know that Pam's getting older. I meant all of us are getting older. Bunny Viper
I'm
was
not,
laughing that I agreed with you.
oh, well, I am. I mean, I am getting old, so there you go.
Bunny, I did have one named Lurch. It was my Jaguar Chameleon, and it died. That one that I got when I was with you, Ed, it died.
How about a thing? Do you have a thing
I,
like
well,
the fish?
That's
Or I
kind
mean,
of a
like the hand?
that's kind of a personal question there, Ed.
I don't have a thing. No, this guy doesn't want to be healed. I don't. No,
Wasn't it?
hasn't yet.
I wonder if Pugsley's in that Wednesday TV show.
I don't know. Probably. Surely. Want as many characters as they could have. I wonder
I
if
think
the
it'd be
parent.
really. Oh, go ahead.
Now I wonder if the parents. He went right over to his split peas. He was hungry, poor little thing. They would probably want as many characters as they could have on there, but now the parents would be like 100 now, or 80, or Pam's age. I mean, really old.
Thanks, Bob.
Wouldn't it be cool if Eddie was in it from the Monsters?
Oh, that would be cool if they mixed the two up.
Yeah, it would.
Did you see, Ed, or hear that, that hotel in LA that's downtown that's supposed to be haunted? And people jump all the time. It's had all these suicides in the 100 years it's been built. And it closed for a while. They made several movies about it. I thought you would know about that. Well, anyway, somebody jumped last week, and they're really under scrutiny because they had closed it, and this guy was going to have to do all these things to bring it up to code and all this to reopen it. But some group that was like something for the homeless came in and said, no, we'll give you a tax exempt. We can umbrella you under that, and people can come in with a voucher, and they only have to pay a little bit to live here. And anyway, so they've got all these homeless people living in it with no security cameras, no nothing. And there was somebody that was streaming live last night. The way I know this is I was watching this guy streaming, and he's right across the street from it. And he was saying that nothing was even on the news or anything about that person jumping. If I said the name of the hotel, you'd know it because it's very famous. There was a movie up maybe 10 years ago about it called Room Whatever, and every time somebody checks into that room, they jump or they do something.
Yeah.
But anyway,
like 624 or something.
Yeah, but he's trying to raise awareness to what's going on over there. And finally I said, not everybody might not approve of what you're doing, like the people that own that over there or the people that live there. And you're showing that you're right across the street and what floor you're on and all that. So you should just be careful. Because he was saying he was going to go to the police about it and all that.
Well, Terry says it was room 1408, and
Yeah,
then Joe says it's a Howard Johnson's. And then Terry also said that Pugsley is in the Wednesday movie. He's a wimp.
that sucks. Yeah,
I'm surprised that Howard Johnson's made that big of a building.
it wasn't a Howard Johnson's back then. They may have bought it in the last 10 years or something, but it was a big famous hotel. Just very grand, and somebody will put the name in the chat in a minute. Yeah, 1408 is about it, and there's a couple other movies that have been made about it too over the years. I think 1408 was the most recent. The Cecil, there you are. Thanks, Grasshopper. The Cecil Hotel. You remember hearing about that girl that they showed videos of her wandering around and getting off and
Yeah.
off elevators, and she got in the water tower, and finally
Yeah.
they figured out where she
Found her
was.
in the water tower, yeah.
People's water started stinking. Well, that's the Cecil, and it got closed after that. That was a couple, 3 years ago, but it's reopened now. And the water tower is still there. He can see the water tower from his window. I can't remember the name of his channel, but I'm like, dear God.
You should try shooting fireworks into the windows.
Well, the windows just open up. He's like, I'm across the street, and this building's in better shape than that one. And look at my windows. The windows just open up. There's no protection. They'll open all the way up, and weird. I wonder if people jump. The Cecil Hotel. Yeah, I think they even say that in the movie, and I think was it Samuel L. Jackson or somebody like that. It was in the 1408, and they welcomed him in the lobby to the Cecil Hotel, and it was a replica. Life's a Lamb. No, we talked about everything except food. We managed to steer clear. No, we do talk about food.
And Joe wants to talk about his fetish.
Which one? I mean, what is it?
I don't know. He said facetious. I'm just being silly with fetish.
Oh,
I'm giving him the business. I knew it wasn't Howard Johnson's either. I was just being silly.
Joe's fun. Joe's fun to mess with, but he'll give it right back to you. So he's fun.
I know. I liked it though, so that I went with what he said.
Pam's sitting over there.
No, I haven't. I remember the 1408. I think I read a book or a short story about that years ago, and then they made a movie about it, and I think it may have had John. Oh my gosh. I want to say Sleeslack, and that's not right. John Clesack. I think John Clesack was in the movie.
I don't know. I guess I can go on TikTok and Google the Cecil Hotel and find this guy's channel.
Oh, it's a TikTok show?
I think they were live streaming on TikTok. The live streamers on TikTok are wild, Ed. Do you not ever watch them?
Well, I don't understand why everybody's so against TikTok, because it's Chinese owned, but because they're afraid of people being able to monitor you for having an app from China, and it's like the telephones are from China.
Yeah.
And we know they're monitored. If it's so bored,
if they want to find you or find out where you've been, all they have to do is go back and see where your phone pinged at, and everybody's all worried about their privacy and stuff, but they all have phones, so there you go.
Yeah.
I must not have a fun enough life, because I just don't care if somebody knows where I've been.
I know, it's like, I figure if anybody's monitoring and watching everything I'm doing, they're going to be bored out of their skull. So,
Yeah. There's probably exciting people that would be worth watching, I guess. But
China admitted to using TikTok as one of their platforms to follow. Yeah, but I don't care
I
if they
wish I had a program that would tell me everywhere I've been so I could make a list of all the different fish stores I've been to. Wouldn't that be neat?
That would
I
be
just,
cool, yeah.
I'd just like to be able to know where I've been during the week. You know, just saying.
Yeah, where am I wandering off to? I always
Yeah.
seem to find my way home. It'd be really cool if they could make a map and everywhere you've been is there's a line. Wouldn't that be cool? And then you'd have lines all over the map.
Oh
I would
yeah,
love that.
be so cool. Oh,
Oh,
they
let's
have that
see.
feature.
Google
Google,
Maps has
Google
that
has
feature, Ed. Wow. Let's see.
the wives should know. Now, if I were a government official or had
Google Maps.
secret information or something, then I wouldn't want people to know my business. But hey, what fish and snakes and stuff I'm looking at? Hey, join the party.
Yeah. Where have I been? Oh, it says here that works on Google Maps iPhone, but I don't know if it's going to work on a Samsung. It's called Google Maps Timeline.
House in the liquor store.
Well, that might take me a while, and I'll see if my computer can do it. But it said that it's an iPhone effect thing, so we'll see.
Oh, really?
Very cool, Mickey.
Have you seen June's All for
There'd be
Eggs?
one thick line between my house and the liquor store.
A really thick, bright line.
You got
Mine
Siri
would be
talking.
to the gas station that makes the really good slushies.
Or Taco Bell.
Yeah, I go to Taco Bell about once every other week, but I've been going to that slushy place probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
And then they'd think I probably go to church a lot because I'm always taking my mom to church and back.
They say Ed's a good boy. He goes to church 5 times a week.
Yeah, and I go to quilting twice a week because I take her there and then I pick her up. She's become the president. They voted her president of the night quilting club
Awesome.
for next year. And she has to come up with a project that everybody's going to work on and make a quilt. And so she was like asking me, what should I do? And so I came up with, why don't you do a gemstone one? And every month they make a pattern from the gemstone color base from that month.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
And then I thought it was a good idea. And then she was like, got some lady at her place suggested something and she took it instead. It's like, don't ask me for stuff.
Right. If you don't want my ideas, don't take them. Don't ask me. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I give her some great stuff. And
I
also said, she's supposed to spend $10 on every person in the club on their birthdays. And I was like, buy them the material for that month's thing.
Yeah.
Or for the following month's thing. But she was like, oh no, that they might not like the material she gets. And it's like, oh man.
Well, how do they know if they're going to like the baby bath or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I did? I've been so sick. I mean, usually I start my Christmas shopping long before now, and I do a lot of it online. And I just told my nieces and my sister, because that's the bulk of the family and their kids and grandkids and stuff. I'm like, I'm not getting anybody anything this year. I'm coming to Christmas dinner. Don't get me anything because I'll give it back. I'm like, I'm not. And I said, I'm not stressing myself out. I'm so far behind on things that are important. And the youngest one is 12 years old, and then they go to like 19 and 24. So they don't need a Christmas gift. They have everything they need. Jesus. I know,
Well,
screwed. I know. And they were like,
I'm
okay, Uncle Bobby, don't stress about it.
I'm doing it this year too. Every one of my nieces and niece-in-laws and nephew-in-laws, they're all gonna get a Tennessee Fish Mafia T-shirt, and they're gonna get a bag of uh oh gosh, what's it called? It's Jolly Ranchers that are dipped in hydrogen peroxide. No, not hydrogen peroxide, dipped in that frozen stuff. It gosh, deep fry it no not deep fried. Froze dried Jolly Ranchers.
Freeze dried?
Yeah, freeze dried. They're supposed to be the best thing in the world.
Huh.
They take,
Huh.
a hard Jolly Rancher, they drop it in that ice stuff, they pull it out, and it's a puff of ball. It's like a puff ball of sugar, and you put it in your mouth, and it's like cotton candy. It melts in your mouth, but it tastes like Jolly Ranchers.
Well,
It's
I'll
supposed
have
to
to
be
check
wonderful.
that out.
So I'm
Are
buying them
they,
all one bag of that and, wrap the shirt around it.
does it have to stay frozen? Oh, you just said that. Yeah.
No, it just sucks all the liquid nitrogen. Thank you, Y grasshopper. Um, it pulls all the liquid out of it and does a weird thing, and it makes it puffy. Oh, Lucky knew it too.
Oh, that is a
So have
cool
any of
idea.
you people tried it?
I haven't. No.
Maybe I'll try. Oh, I don't know if I should buy you a bag or not because it's supposed to be pure sugar.
Oh, me, no. Don't get me any. They'll come out with it
I'm
for
sorry.
diabetics eventually. What about a chewy gordita crunch, Ed? Have you had that?
A chewy gordito crunch. That's my mom's favorite thing at the
Mine too.
Taco Bell. My favorite thing right now are those Mexican French fries,
Hmm.
and they have the Mexican pizzas back, but they want too much money for a stupid little Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'm buying one of my list of 5 balls, but just for me. So Terry's gonna get some for himself.
Wow, that would be good fish fam giveaways you could do, Terry. Hey, Big Shrimpin'.
That
You're
is
getting
awesome.
15 spawn or so. Wow. Luke's talking about his betas.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, there, Danikin just went live. I just saw the notice, so I'll close down. I don't want to go over anybody. So, Ed, thank you so much. And Pam, thank you for coming and sitting with us. And Pam's going at 11 o'clock tonight, Eastern, on her channel, and she does have art. So, thanks, guys. And thanks, everybody in the chat. Thank you, mods. Take care. See y'all at 11.
Bye, guys.
Bye.